UFC 270 Live, how to watch now versus Gane Online and start time. The UFC 270 live stream is almost here, and the main event is all about unification. The UFC heavyweight title scene will finally be cleared up when interim champ Ciryl Gane takes on title holder Francis Ngannou in the latter's first match since last March. Date and time: the UFC 270 main card is scheduled to go live on Saturday at 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. Pint, 3 a.m. GMT. The early prelims begin at 6 p.m. ET and the main prelims start at 8 p.m. ET. Ngannou vs Gane main event time: ring walks are estimated for 12 a.m. ET, 9 p.m. Pint, 5 a.m. GMT, but they could always go on earlier. The event is going to be live from Honda Center in Anaheim. Watch in the US, ESPN Plus watch in the UK, BT Sport box office. The main event is Ngannou's first defense of the UFC Heavyweight Championship, which he won back in March. Ngannou's second-round KO of Stipe Miocic landed him the Performance of the Night award. But ever since then, the drama has been taking the spotlight. That drama includes Ngannou declaring he will not be in UFC fights anymore unless he gets a new contract. ESPN reports that Ngannou said, "I will not fight for $500,000, $600,000 anymore. It's over. I took this fight for personal reasons, because I want to make sure that regardless of it's fair, I can make my case that I have completed the fights." Ciryl Gane is interim champ for a possibly similar reason. UFC's announcement of UFC 265's interim heavyweight title fight between Miocic and Gane occurred with no real rationale or explanation as to why Ngannou wasn't involved. It's, of course, pinned to the point in Ngannou's reign, where he had been champ for 3 months. Why an interim champ had to be crowned, an act which seems to signal or create more tension between Ngannou and the UFC, is curious. Ngannou is the underdog right now, at plus 135, and Gane is the favorite at minus 155. The other big title fight on the UFC 270 live stream is a rematch. UFC men's flyweight champ Brandon Moreno is defending his title against the man he took it from, Dustin Figueiredo. Moreno is the favorite to Figueiredo's plus 155 underdog. Here is everything you need to know about UFC 270 live streams, including the recent changes to the main card and prelims. You're going to need ESPN Plus to watch UFC 270 live streams, because you're not about to go without the main card, which starts at 10 p.m. ET. The main prelim fights are on both ESPN2 and ESPN Plus, so those who haven't subscribed to the latter yet can get a taste of it all for themselves before forking out the cash. ESPN2 is available on most cable packages, as well as 2 of the best streaming services, namely Sling TV and Fuboat. UFC 270 early prelim fights start at 6 p.m. ET on UFC Fight Pass, which is $9.99 per month. Then, the higher upset of prelim fights, that start at 8 p.m. ET on ESPN and ESPN Plus. You're gonna need ESPN Plus for UFC 270, while UFC 270 live streams cost $69.99. New subscribers and those on current monthly plans can get UFC 270 at a discounted rate with the $89.98 annual plan, plus UFC 270 offer.nbsp. You're gonna need ESPN Plus for UFC 270, while UFC 270 live streams cost $69.99. New subscribers and those on current monthly plans can get UFC 270 at a discounted rate with the $89.98 annual plan, plus UFC 270 offer. Sling TV, ESPN2, is available with the Sling TV Orange, plus Sports Extra combo package. This also gets you the MLB Network, ESPNU and much more. NBSP. Sling TV, ESPN2, is available with the Sling TV Orange, plus Sports Extra combo package. This also gets you the MLB Network, ESPNU and much more. UFC 270 is another late-night affair for Fight Night fans in the UK. They'll likely watch Ngannou vs Gane start at approximately 5 a.m. GMT if you're tuning in live. It's live on BT Sport box office, where it costs £19.95. Prelims are on UFC Fight Pass. Just a heads up, though, the UFC 270 live stream is not available via a web browser, but through apps on Now TV devices, PlayStations, Xbox, Apple TV and some smart TVs. Our neighbors in the Great White North will watch the early prelims on UFC Fight Pass, while the prelims are on TSN and RDS. UFC 270's main card is available on various providers, including Bell and Rogers. Early prelims on UFC Fight Pass. Prelims on ESPN Plus and ESPN2. Main card. I just tried this yoga exercise, and I got 43 million hits, Here's the thing. Looking for inspiration for establishing an at-home yoga practice? Yoga with Adrian is one of the most popular yoga channels on YouTube with over 10 million subscribers. Adrian Meisler started the Yoga with Adrian workout channel in 2012 with the philosophy of finding movement that feels good rather than contorting into pretzel-like shapes. Joining a yoga class at a studio can be intimidating for beginners, so it's no surprise that Adrian's accessible approach is so popular. Her down-to-earth style has helped her grow a loyal international community. Whatever your mood or goals, you'll be spoiled for choice with the hundreds of free videos, ranging from core conditioning to wind-down sessions. Yoga has many benefits for our physical and mental health, including improving flexibility and strength as well as alleviating stress. Practicing yoga at home enables you to fit your sessions around your lifestyle and can be an affordable way to get started. All you'll need for most workouts is a mat. If you're looking to commit to a new yoga routine, check out our guide to the best yoga mats. The most popular Yoga with Adrian workout is for complete beginners and has had over 43 million views. I tried it out to see if it's worth the hype. This article will cover what to expect and the effects I noticed during and after the session. If you're new to yoga, you might want to learn how to clean a yoga mat. Meanwhile, yoga isn't the only workout you can try. These 8 best pilots exercises that target your core will give you the ultimate burn. The Yoga with Adrian workout for beginners follows a simple sequence of postures that are connected by the breath. It's ideal for people just starting out and is designed to give you a taster of what to expect from yoga. You don't need to worry about being a newbie as Adrian talks you through each movement and gives you cues on technique. Read on for the highlights from the practice. The session starts in an easy pose, a classic seated meditation position. Don't be fooled by the name. It can be surprisingly challenging to maintain length in the spine while cross-legged if you're not in the habit of it. Adrian encourages a focus on your breathing, and I find myself settling into the pose, naturally lifting my chest and head up as I inhale, and allowing my knees to sink down as I exhale. This calming pose sets the tone for the rest of the practice. Next up is a variation of the easy pose with Adrian talking us through seated twists. She reminds you to be mindful about keeping the length in the spine and not compromising this in the twisting movement. It gives my mind something to focus on as I seek out the right balance and become more aware of what is happening in my body. If, like me, you spend more time sitting than you would like, the cat-to-cow sequence will be a brilliant release. For the uninitiated, this move is on all fours and involves flexing the spine so that you transition from arching the back to lowering your navel while lifting your chest and tailbone. I enjoyed the sensation of waking up the spine and didn't want this one to end. An introduction to yoga would not be complete without downward-facing dog. As a runner, I found this pose challenging due to my tight hamstrings. Next was the more soothing forward fold, which I felt alleviated the soreness from an intense HIIT session earlier in the week. After the restorative position of forward fold, we transitioned into Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, which are, as the name suggests, more active postures. Strong legs are the foundation of these poses and I found it incredibly energizing. The sequence finishes with the standing pose, mountain. At the end of the practice, I closed my eyes and took a moment to notice how I felt, grounded yet also more energized and ready for the day ahead. So what should you expect from this Yoga with Adrian workout? Adrian explains that with yoga, it's important to strike a balance between engaging your muscles and finding softness and ease. While yoga can be a great workout, the focus is on cultivating a mind-body connection rather than torching calories. At the start of the session, I noticed my thoughts kept circling back to my to-do list, but I became more relaxed as I tuned in with my breath. By focusing on the small details like the alignment of my body, I experienced a more meditative state. My average heart rate throughout was a steady 75 beats per minute. Before the workout, I was suffering from a mild backache from spending too much time sitting. The cat and cow poses offered welcome relief, as I felt the stiffness melt away. It's no surprise that the American College of Physicians recommends yoga to help reduce symptoms of back pain. Other postures offered more of a challenge. I could feel it in my arms during downward-facing dog and I can see why research has shown that Vinyasa-style yoga can build strength. The next day, my core muscles felt like they had had a good workout. The benefits of the session continued beyond the mat. I was more aware of my posture and corrected my hunched position while seated. On top of that, I felt calmer and more focused for the rest of the day. I was able to take the mindful breathing techniques off the mat and to my desk, which helped me to return to a calmer state. It was likely thanks to this Zen mindset that I clocked an impressive 9 hours of sleep that night. As with any workout, you can reap the most benefits from practicing regularly. I'll be returning to the mat for another Yoga with Adrian workout. If you're looking to incorporate yoga into your routine, this video is a great way for beginner yogis to build a solid foundation for their practice. Nvidia GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs could be incredibly power-hungry. Nvidia's upcoming GeForce RTX 40 series cards are likely to be the company's most powerful GPU as yet. Given that these GPUs reportedly deliver double the performance of the RTX 30 series, we expect them to be power-hungry cards. Recent leaks reveal this to be the case, as the highest-end RTX 40 series card may require a massive 1200 watt power supply unit. As Notebook Jack reports, known leaker Harukas5719 was on Twitter commenting about Nvidia's Lovelace boards and Intel's Raptor Lake CPU as the user said, expecting i9-13900K plus RTX 4090T recommend PSU at least 1000W gold. Known leaker Grayman55 soon joined the conversation and said that 1000W is not enough. Grayman55 is a regular leaker who has previously posted details of what they claim we should expect from Nvidia Lovelace. The user has stated that Lovelace boards would offer double performance over the RTX 3090, and that lines up with rumors we've heard that the Nvidia GeForce RTX 40 series has some killer specs, including up to 18,430 CUDA cores. A card like that would need some serious juice, and Grayman believes it will be 600W for either the GeForce RTX 4090 or RTX 4090T, though they noted that such an estimate was for a reference card from Nvidia, not a custom card from a third-party manufacturer like Asus. Another leak reported by Digital Trends lends credence to the supposed 1200W PSU needed for the RTX 40 series. The leak in question indicates that the upcoming Nvidia RTX 3090T has a TDP of 480W, which would require a minimum of 1000 PSU. If the RTX 40 series cards do indeed deliver double the performance of their predecessors, then it's not so surprising that the top-end card will consume a lot of power. If you want an RTX 4090 or RTX 4090T, you'll need to be sure you have a power supply that can handle them. As I opined in a recent editorial, I can't get excited about Nvidia GeForce RTX 40 series cards. After all, it's all but impossible to buy the current RTX 30 series thanks to the ongoing chip shortage. Reports say the semiconductor shortage could last through 2023. This means the RTX 40 series cards will no doubt be as difficult to procure as their RTX 30 predecessors. For more information on the GeForce RTX 40 series, be sure to check out our hub featuring the most up-to-date rumors on Nvidia's upcoming GPU as Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra release date rumors, price, specifications and leaks. From all the leaks and rumors so far, it looks like the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra could be the biggest phone of early 2022, if not the entire year. The Galaxy S22 Ultra is set to be revealed at what's expected to be the first Galaxy Unpacked 2022 event of the year, and will likely head up the Samsung Galaxy S22 series. That is thought to comprise of a standard model and the Plus model as well as the Ultra, following the pattern set by the Galaxy S20 and Galaxy S21 ranges. However, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra will be the model to watch, as while the other two phones are looking like incremental upgrades over their predecessors. The Ultra is set to be the spiritual successor to the Galaxy Note line, which means a Galaxy Note-like design along with an integrated S Pen. And the Galaxy S22 Ultra is rumored to offer a number of other exclusive features. With that in mind, here is what we know so far about the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and why it's the phone to watch. It's looking very likely that the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra will be revealed on February the 9th at the Samsung Unpacked 2022 event, with the rumors all pointing towards a February launch. This would track with the release date of previous flagship Galaxy S series phones, discounting the Galaxy S21 line that launched in January 2021. Pre-orders for the Galaxy S22 Ultra are probably likely to go live on the same day as the event, with the full release of the phone tipped for February the 24th. We were hoping that the Galaxy S22 Ultra price would be in line with the $1,199 Galaxy S21 Ultra. However, the one recent rumor points to a possible price hike of $100 for all three Galaxy S22 models, so that would mean the S22 Ultra could cost a whopping $1,299. That's a lot, even for a flagship phone, and with competition tight, thanks to the likes of the Google Pixel 6 Pro coming in at $899, Samsung would really need to prove why its flagship is worth so much more. To be fair, the Galaxy S22 Plus might be more of a direct competitor to the Pixel 6 Pro. The Galaxy S22 Ultra looks likely to stand out from the rest of the Galaxy S22 series, with rumors suggesting it will drop the rounded shape of its predecessors in favor of a blockier, Note-like design. That's going by leaked images of alleged dummy units, and renders supposedly based on leaks. Like the Note, the side edges of the display are set to be curved, but only gently, which should make the phone comfortable but not too slippery to hold. And in keeping with the Note DNA, the Galaxy S22 Ultra is set to have an S Pen holder, which will be a notable upgrade over the S21 Ultra. That phone had to use an optional case to hold its S Pen. Another major change that seems very likely is that Samsung won't use a protruding module for its rear camera array. Rather, the cameras will be integrated into its chassis in a P shape. These appear to stick out a little from the back of the phone, but don't seem as prominent as a dedicated module. The Galaxy S22 is expected to have a 6.81-inch AMOLED display, which is the same size as the Galaxy S21 Ultra. However, the panel could be a bit wider in order to better accommodate S Pen input. A punch hole cutout for the front-facing camera has been shown off in renders and leaked images, likely down to Samsung having yet to perfect the under-display camera for use in its non-folding Galaxy phones. A 120Hz LTPO panel is also expected, following on from the one found in the S21 Ultra. It's also expected to be adaptive, scaling all the way down to 1 Hz when a high refresh rate isn't needed. There's no word on whether it will use a LTPO 2.0 display like the one on the OnePlus 10 Pro, which offers a smoother overall experience. One standout feature could be peak brightness, with the Galaxy S22 Ultra's display tipped to hit a maximum of 1750 nits. If true, this would beat every other phone on the market, including the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Based on rumored specs alone, the Galaxy S22 Ultra's cameras look like having the same megapixel counts as those on the Galaxy S21 Ultra. If that's the case, it'll have a 108MP main camera, plus 210MP telephoto cameras with 3x and 10 optical zoom, and an ultra-wide camera that's likely to come in at 12MP. But megapixels aside, these cameras are tipped to have improved sensors and capabilities, including an AI enhancement mode for the 108MP camera, which could lead to more detail and brightness from its shots. The main camera is also rumored to have a super clear lens. What that is hasn't been made clear, but it could be a move by Samsung to reduce glare and reflections in photos. The selfie camera is expected to come in at 40MP. Again, no step up in specs here, but we can be fairly confident that Samsung will have made some effort to improve the computational photography capabilities across the S22 Ultra's entire camera suite. This is where things get complicated. It's looking likely that the Galaxy S22 Ultra will have different chipsets. In the US and China, the Galaxy S22 Ultra has been tipped to use Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. That chip has a new Kiyo CPU that offers 20% faster performance than the Snapdragon 888 and which sucks up 30% less power. On the GPU side, Qualcomm says the Adreno processor will offer a 30% speed boost while being 25% more efficient than its predecessor. A solid upgrade all around, then, but not exactly needle shifting. But in the UK and other regions, the Galaxy S22 Ultra is expected to have the newly revealed Exynos 2200, usually considered weaker than their Snapdragon counterparts in third-party testing. Early Geekbench 5 results show the Exynos 2200 beat the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 in multi-core results, and the Exynos 2200 chip could buck the performance trend even further thanks to its new Sclip's 920 GPU. This graphics processor uses AMD as a DNA2 GPU architecture, which is the same tech that underpins the GPU as in the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Now, we doubt who'll be running the best Xbox Series X games, or the best PS5 games on the Galaxy S22 Ultra with ray tracing enabled, but we can expect a notable boost in gaming performance, perhaps being able to run true console-quality games on the phone with a few tweaks in settings. Reputable tech leaker Ice Universe posted alleged wildlife results on Twitter showing the performance of one Exynos 2200 configuration. The graphics benchmark results yielded a score of 8,134 with an average of 50.3 frames per second, very impressive for an Android phone. As for RAM and storage, the leaks thus far have the Galaxy S22 Ultra pegged to have 12GB and 16GB of RAM and 256GB and 512GB of storage. Would not be surprised if the Galaxy S22 Ultra comes with a 1TB version as well for power users, especially as there's been no mention of expandable storage. Samsung's Galaxy S22 Ultra is expected to keep the 5000 mAh size of its predecessor, but one report has the phone set to get a smaller battery, measuring in at 4855 mAh. If this is the case, then we'd suspect Samsung will have worked hard on battery and performance efficiency in order to not see overall battery life compromised. The Galaxy S21 Ultra enjoyed 11 hours and 25 minutes of web surfing over 5G in our tests in 60Hz mode, and 1007 in adaptive mode. We'd expect the S22 Ultra to match that or beat it, with Samsung rumored to have been testing to 5W for 5W and 6.5W charging, and with a more recent leak claiming outright that the Galaxy S22 Ultra will have 4.5W charging. It looks likely an upgrade is on the cards in this area. The Galaxy S21 made use of a 2.5W charger for its fast charging, but this is rather slow compared to others on our best Android phones list, so a boost to 4.5W charging would seem like a logical upgrade. Meanwhile, to 5W wireless charging has been tipped for the Galaxy S22 range, which would be a decent boost over the 15 watts supported by the Galaxy S21 phones. Without a doubt, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is the phone we, at Tom's Guide, are most excited about right now. Not only do the rumors point towards an impressive specs sheet, but the addition of a new Exynos chip with literal game-changing graphics is tantalizing, and that's before we consider that the phone will almost certainly be a successor to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in all but name. It could be the handset to show that Samsung is still the king of big flagship phones, despite having placed a lot of its focus on foldables recently. As such, we'd be relatively confident that the Galaxy S22 Ultra will be one of the most exciting phones of 2022 and a likely contender for a spot on our best phones list. The 3 most worthwhile new plays on Netflix in January 2022. Each month brings new shows to watch on Netflix, and January 2022 is no exception. But unless you trust the service's algorithm to know what's right for you, or you have the time to hunt through the entire catalog, you might need a helping hand finding the best stuff to watch. Fear not, because we've trawled through all 109 Netflix editions for January 2020 to bring you the 3 new shows we'd recommend watching. And there's something here for everyone, from an unsettling horror thriller to a popular comedy drama to a blockbuster crime series. So read on for our top new Netflix shows this month, and if you're not just looking for recent additions, head over to our list of the 63 best shows on Netflix right now. Archive 81 is one of the freshest, most interesting series to hit Netflix in a while. It's best described as a creepy sci-fi horror, but that doesn't really do justice to the way it blends genres, jumping between genuine jump scares and character-driven drama with ease. That it manages to feel original while using the relatively tired, found footage shtick is even more impressive. It follows archivist Ben in the present day as he restores a collection of videotapes recorded in 1994 by student filmmaker Melody. The series jumps back and forth between the timelines, but the threads quickly entwine as the unsettling story develops. Watch with the lights off at your own risk. Streaming now. Is Ricky Gervais really going to end his hit comedy drama Afterlife after just 3 seasons? Yes, he is. So all the more reason to make sure you don't miss the final round of episodes. And while the critics have been divided on whether it lives up to the excellent first 2 seasons, fans will no doubt want to know how it ends. The overriding theme, unsurprisingly, is grief and how you move past it, with Gervais lead character Tony struggling to cope with the death of his father and wife, but with his previously platonic friendship with nurse Emma seemingly getting more complicated, will Tony's story finish on a happy note? Streaming now. Ozark season 4 promises to be so packed with incident that it's been split into 2 7-episode runs, rather than having just the usual 10 installments, or maybe Netflix just wants to spin it out for a bit longer. Either way, the first half starts on Friday, so buckle up and get ready for the fun. Although fun may be in short supply here, given that the Byard's family are beset by trouble on all sides. Will their dealings with drugs kingpin Navarro lead to their downfall, or will family issues be a bigger problem? Things don't look good for them, either way, but then again this was never going to be nice. Stress-free finale for everyone's favorite suburban money launderers. Streaming from January the 21st, iPad Air 5 release could be here sooner than you think. Rumors have suggested that the iPad Air 5 could arrive as early as this spring, and we now have the regulatory filings to back up that timeline. The iPad Air 5 received certification from the Eurasian Economic Commission, which also gave the okay to the rumored iPhone SE 3 Apple is said to have in the works. Given the timing of the regulatory okay for both products, it seems like a spring launch is inevitable. French website Consomac saw that the EC lists several model numbers that point to an iPad Air. While there are no other details, it would be unusual for a device to go through this stage of the regulatory process without being close to launch. There's more to back the idea of an iPad Air release coming soon. Another report from the Makitakara blog cites reliable sources in China indicating that a new iPad is close to launching. The site says that the iPad Air 5 will have specs similar to the iPad Mini 6, including an A15 Bionic chip, 120MP ultra-wide front-facing camera, and 5G connectivity. This report also says the iPad Air 5 and iPhone SE 3 will come out in the spring. This news falls in line with our own reporting on the iPad Air 5. This includes the spring release date, almost certainly at an Apple Spring 2022 event, but also that the iPad Air 5 would have similar specifications to the iPad Mini 6. The upgraded 120MP camera, 5G connectivity and A15 Bionic chip also sync with previous reports. Obviously, the only confirmation of an iPad Air 5 release will be when Tim Cook is holding one up, but the evidence is certainly piling up. As we said before, the iPad Air 5 appears to be a nominal upgrade to its predecessor. However, considering how the current iPad Air is one of the best tablets out there, an updated iteration will be welcomed. For more information about the iPad Air 5, be sure to check out our hub featuring the most up-to-date rumors on Apple's tablet. I tried the Daisy Keech hourglass workout with nearly 10 million views, and it's a killer. If you're looking for a free ABS workout to add to your routine this week, I've found it, the Daisy Keech hourglass workout. Like her other workouts, her hourglass workout is designed to cinch the waist and give you that hourglass body shape many women seek. It's a 10-minute workout that requires no equipment and can be done from just about anywhere. Want to find out what happened when I put it to the test? Read on. First things first, this AB workout follows the format of many of Jet's other free YouTube workouts, you perform 9 exercises for a minute, without a break in between to really work into the abdominal muscles. Looking for more free workout advice? You're in the right place. I've found the best AB workouts you can do for free, an exercise that's better than squats at building your glutes, and one of the best AB exercises when it comes to sculpting a slimmer waistline. You're welcome. As Keech has mentioned in other videos, she doesn't perform exercises that target the obliques, which are located along the side of the abdominals, as she says this gives the body a square torso. It's important to caveat here that you shouldn't avoid strengthening your oblique muscles. They're important for anyone who practices sports that involve twisting from side to side, plus they can help you gain a stronger core. Another thing to note here, the music on this workout is hella annoying. It drops in and out, and I ended up stopping and restarting the workout a couple of times, assuming it was my internet connection or ancient laptop that was the problem. It wasn't. My recommendation would be to follow along with the written instructions below, or watch the video on mute and have your own music playing for motivation. If you'd rather follow the workout without YouTube playing, here are the exercises Keech does in her hourglass workout. Basic crunches, 1 minute. First up, crunches. To do a crunch, start by lying on your back, with your lower back flat against the floor. Keech brings her legs up to a tabletop position for the crunches in her workout, with her legs crossed. With your hands on either side of your head, engage your abdominal muscles and crunch your torso up towards your knees. Return to starting position and repeat. Bicycle kicks, 1 minute. To do a bicycle kick, lie on the floor with your back flat against the ground. Place your hands next to your head and raise your shoulders off the ground. Bend your knees and draw your legs up off the ground. Bring the right knee towards your chest as you straighten your left leg. As your right knee comes up, twist your body so your left elbow touches your right knee. Repeat on the other side and make sure your legs and shoulders remain off the ground for the entire exercise. Jackknives, 1 minute, 15 per side. Start by lying on your back. This exercise is similar to a toe touch, but you lower your torso and extend your arms behind your head, keeping your neck off the ground between each touch. Start by lying on your back, with your arms extended behind your head and your legs out straight a few inches off the floor. Engage your abs to lift your arms and legs as if you are trying to touch your toes. Hold, then lower back down to the starting position. Russian twists, 1 minute. To perform this exercise, sit on the floor with your knees bent. Keep your back straight, lean back, and draw your legs up off the ground. Twist to one side, as far as you can go without touching the ground, and then twist to the other side. Toe taps, 1 minute. This is a classic pilot's exercise that works the rectus abdominals and the transverse abdominals. Start with your legs in a tabletop position, engaging your core and keeping your knee bent. Lower your right and tap your toe on the floor. Your left leg should stay in a tabletop position. Reverse the move and repeat on the opposite side. Bicycle crunches, 1 minute, 15 per side. Similar to the bicycle kicks, lying on your back, bend one leg and rest the opposite foot against your knee, so your leg is at a 90-degree angle. Crunch the opposite elbow in to touch the bent knee. Complete 15 repetitions per side, or do 30 seconds on each side. Scissor kicks, 1 minute. To do scissor kicks, raise your legs up to a 45-degree angle, keeping your lower back pressed flat against the floor, engaging your core. Kick your legs out to the side, switching which leg is on top. Reverse crunches, 1 minute. To do a reverse crunch, lie on your back and put your legs in a tabletop position. Engage your core and breathe in to lift your hips off the floor and your legs back up over your chest. Breathe out as you lower back into your starting position. That's 1 rep. Butterfly kicks, 1 minute. To do butterfly kicks, lie with your back pressed into the floor with your arms by your side. Raise your legs up to the ceiling, then lower them so that they are at a 45-degree angle from the ground. Kick your legs up and down as if you are swimming, keeping this movement small. Like Daisy Keech other workouts, this one was a killer and really worked my inner core. I loved the versatility of the workout, too. You can literally do this one from just about anywhere, and Keech is just using a blanket on the grass rather than an exercise mat. The exercises themselves are also relatively easy on the spine. As mentioned in some of my other workout reviews, I suffer from sciatica after a horse riding accident as a teenager, so I have to be careful during certain abdominal exercises not to put too much pressure on my spine. Aside from the butterfly kicks and scissors, which I perform with my legs higher to the ceiling to ensure my lower back stays pressed into the floor, I had no issue with this workout. Keech says in the workout description that you should do this exercise every day to see results, and she's not wrong. After working this simple 9-minute workout into my routine a couple of times a week, I can definitely feel my abs more prominently, and my core has been on fire for the hour or so following my workout. How visible your abdominal muscles are is down to your body fat percentage, and no workout can fully target your belly fat, but strengthening your core has a number of benefits other than just aesthetics. I find that adding regular AB workouts to my routine helps me focus on my abs more during cardio. I think about keeping my core engaged when I am running or on my spin bike, which definitely has a positive effect on my overall performance. The 21 largest cancelled TV shows, or TV dramas, will end in 2022. Every year, new TV series are born and old series die, and 2022 has already started off the inevitable march of cancelled TV shows, starting with Amazon Prime Video axing I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not only are shows getting cancelled, some are ending due to natural causes, after a long life or by choice of the creators. Among the set are fan favorites like Ozark, Blackish, Better Call Saul, The Walking Dead and Peaky Blinders. This happens while other shows keep getting renewed, and the Yellowstone Season 5 premiere date tease included a hint that the show will be on for years and years to come. It's not just primetime shows that are ending. Ellen DeGeneres is wrapping up her daytime talk show after the current 19th season, and her show Game of Games just got canned at NBC after 4 seasons. Before we dive in, a little positive news. One of CBS cancelled shows is finally coming back. 2 more long cancelled series are on the way back as well, meaning this isn't necessarily the end. There are plenty more renewed TV shows that are confirmed to be returning in the near future as well. Here are the biggest cancelled TV shows and series that are ending in 2022. Seasons 1 ended November the 12th, 2021. The series, based on Lois Duncan's novel, didn't captivate the zeitgeist the way its predecessor movie did in 1997. Like the film, the show followed a group of teens who are stalked by a killer one year after covering up a fatal car accident. The attempt to bring the story into the TikTok age received dismal reviews and, worse, never seemed to trend on social media. Compare that to another series featuring teens in dire circumstances, and it's easy to see why Amazon pulled the plug. Seasons 2 ended January the 14th, 2020 to 2022 is just like every other year, as Netflix cancelled another show early on. Gentified from America. Ferrara had 2 seasons of storytelling about a trio of Mexican-American cousins in Boyle Heights, Los Angeles. Their stories, which involves babies, familial separation and gentrification, were cut short from a 3rd season. 6 seasons ended January the 18th, 2020 to after 6 seasons of playing Dr. Jason Bull, star Michael Weatherly has exited the CBS legal drama Bull. CBS cancelled the show following the announcement of its titular star leaving. Bull made more news over its internal troubles, though, with CBS paying actress Eliza Dushku $9.5 million to settle a sexual harassment claim against Weatherly, and series showrunner Glenn Gordon Caron getting fired following an investigation. Seasons 5 ended January the 7th, 2020 to the wild ride that his search party had to come to an end at some point. And what an exhilarating 5 seasons it's been. The show started off with Dory and friends looking for a missing classmate. It concluded with Dory as a guru selling enlightenment to the world. Along the way, search party took astonishing twists and turns, while remaining completely hilarious. Seasons 6 ending January the 14th, 2020 to The Expanse already survived 1 cancellation, so it's not completely far-fetched to think that the space drama might find a new docking station after its final season on Amazon. Writers Daniel Abraham and T.Y. Frank have said that they consider this a pause point for the story. What that actually means remains to be seen. Seasons 3 ending January the 14th, 2020 to Ricky Gervais doesn't like to outstay his welcome. None of his series have lasted more than a few seasons, or a couple dozen episodes. So it goes with his dark comedy Afterlife, which wraps up its exploration of grief with an ash-disposing road trip. When you consider successes like The Office and Extras that left us wanting more, you have to admit it's a pretty good strategy. Seasons 4 ending February the 6th, 2022, not even a manicure by Dana Sims and her Florida salon crew can last forever. The wickedly funny and very dark comedy has seen the manicurists clawing their way from painting nails to laundering money to controlling a criminal enterprise. TNT is moving away from scripted content, which may be why the show is closing shop, but the network's boss has promised it'll be a little bit of crazy, a lot of fun and the exhilarating ending to a great series run. Seasons 3 ending February the 18th, 2020 to the fantasy drama is ending for a very simple reason. It's mirroring Deborah Harkness novels. Season 3 takes on the last entry in her trilogy, The Book of Life, which sees witch Diana Bishop and vampire Matthew Claremont fighting for their lives as well as those of their unborn twin babies. They must take down the manipulative congregation, stop the blood-raged vampire feasting on humans in London and find the missing pages to the magical tome. Seasons 5 ending April or May 2020 to All Good Things Must Come to an End. Well, FK that because we're extremely sad to see Pamela Adlin's acclaimed series conclude. The 5th and final season of the FX comedy will pave the way for Sam Fox and her 3 daughters to discover themselves in the next phase of their lives. There's a bit of hope that we may see them all again at some point down the road. Adlin herself said, "This is gonna be a wrap on Sam Fox. Hope to see you play it again, Sam." Seasons 4 ending April the 11th, 2020 to the cat and mouse game between Eve and Villanelle should have a thrilling finish. For 3 seasons, the intelligence agent and the assassin have danced around each other. In the final act, they start off in very different places, with Eve seeking revenge and Villanelle living in a new community, but we have a feeling they'll find their way into each other's company once again. Seasons 6 ending, early 2020 to while the 6th season may be the last of the Peaky Blinders series, it won't be the end of the story of crime boss Tommy Shelby and his gang of misfits. Creator Stephen Knight is planning on a follow-up movie, set to begin filming in 2023. Not only that, there may be additional shows set in the Peaky Blinders universe. As for the flagship's farewell, expect blood and mayhem as World War II approaches. Seasons 8 ending, March or April 2020 to Blackish, may be closing its doors after 8 seasons, but several windows are opening. The ABC family comedy has already launched to spin-offs and is prepping another, but it's still bittersweet to await the final installment of the flagship, following the antics of Anthony Anderson and Tracee Ellis Ross as heads of the Johnson family. Seasons 6 ending, likely May 2020 to stock up on tissues, because the Pearsons are saying farewell soon, and you just know the tears will flow. The NBC drama is wrapping up in 2022 after 6 seasons, which was creator Dan Fogelman's plan all along. Heading into the final chapter, we expect high emotion from Sterling K. Brown, Mandy Moore, Maya Ventimiglia and the rest of the cast. Seasons 6 ending, TBA we all knew AMC as Breaking Bad prequel eventually had to catch up to the events of the original series, but that doesn't make saying goodbye any easier. The story of Jimmy McGill's transformation into Saul Goodman has been enthralling. While it's been intriguing to learn more about familiar characters like Saul, Mike and Gus, the best part has been getting to know Kim Wexler. Her fate is one that we've worried about since Better Call Saul premiered, and we have a very bad feeling about it ahead of the final season. Seasons 7 ending, TBA nowadays, it's rare for a Netflix series to reach a 4th season, much less a 7th, which is a testament to the staying power of Grace and Frankie. The delightfully zany chemistry between stars Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin is a big part of that. The first 4 episodes of the final season dropped last year, with the other 12 due to be released sometime in 2022. Seasons 3 ending, TBA the Irish teen comedy is a goddamn delight, one we've been missing for what feels like eons. Creator Lisa McGee has said 3 seasons was always the plan, short but sweet. Well, it's more like bittersweet to bid farewell to Erin, Orla, Claire, Michelle, and James. On the bright side, McGee has hinted that the characters could return in some other guise someday. Seasons 19 ending, TBA the dancing queen of daytime is giving up her crown. Ellen DeGeneres is choosing to end her show after nearly 2 decades, telling The Hollywood Reporter, when you're a creative person, you constantly need to be challenged, and as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. The talk show's end comes after it was dogged by accusations of a toxic workplace culture. The final season will kick off this fall. Seasons 7 ending, TBA Avord DuVernay's drama about a black family in Louisiana has been an unflinching, thoughtful exploration of racism, injustice, class and gender dynamics. The Borderlands have been through a lot in the previous 6 seasons, but they head into the final chapter on the upswing after welcoming a new baby, getting engaged and notching a victory over corrupt businessman Sam Landry. Seasons 4 ending, TBA the award-winning crime drama will conclude with a supersized season, which means supersized problems for the Byards, according to star Jason Bateman. Ozark Season 4 will have 14 episodes split into 2 halves. The first batch drops January the 21st, while the second installment could roll out in late 2022. Seasons 11 ending, TBA, who else thought that AMC's drama, like the zombies that populate it, would never die? Until its middle years, The Walking Dead was a massive hit that went on to spawn 2 spin-offs and possible more, but more and more cast members have left and ratings have fallen. For everything there is a final season, and the time has come for this one-time behemoth, with The Walking Dead Season 11 being its last run. Seasons 3 ending, TBA creator Liz Feldman's decision to end her Netflix show after 3 seasons was inspired by the short run of Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Fleabag. It felt like the right amount, she told Deadline. Stars Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini will return to wrap up the story of 2 friends brought together by murder. Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 vs 3080 vs 3070 vs 3060, which GPU should you buy? The Nvidia GeForce RTX 30 series of GPUs power some of the best gaming PCs on the market today. Whether you build your own system or buy one from a manufacturer, you're going to want a gaming PC with an RTX 30 series card. The only trouble, aside from actually finding a card in stock somewhere, is knowing which one to choose. At the time of writing, there are 5 Nvidia GeForce RTX 30 series GPUs, ranging in price from $329 to $1,499. That's a pretty wide range. As you can imagine, these cards can power everything from a casual 1080p gaming machine to a 4K graphic design workhorse. Knowing which RTX 30 series GPU to buy can be challenging, particularly if you wanted to play nicely with all the other parts in your prospective or existing machine. At present, Tom's Guide doesn't have the hardware or the lab space to benchmark all of these GPUs. However, we can provide all of their relevant specs and recommend ideal use cases for each model. This way, if you're willing to devote some time to tracking restocks, you'll at least be able to focus on the graphics card that's right for your machine. Read on, as Tom's Guide compares the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080 and 3090 GPUs. The easiest way to see how the Nvidia GeForce RTX 30 series cards compare to one another is simply to compare them all in a big chart. Some of this information comes directly from Nvidia, some of it is from retail sources, some of it is from our own experiences with the cards. Here is the information that we think everyday consumers will find most useful to help you make sense of some of the more obscure terms above. Nvidia CUDA cores refer to parallel data processing units within a GPU. They work similarly to how a CPU works in your computer. Generally speaking, the more CUDA cores a GPU has, the more complex data it can churn through quickly. Boost clock refers to the maximum speed a GPU can achieve if it has the power available and is running cool enough. There's also a base clock stat, but Nvidia GPUs will draw extra resources while gaming, assuming you have a powerful system that's not otherwise occupied. A higher boost clock speed generally means better performance, but it's dependent on a lot of other factors, including your individual PC's hardware. Memory type is a subtle distinction. In a nutshell, GDDR6X has more bandwidth than GDDR6 memory, and therefore has the capacity to run more demanding games at higher settings. Finally, power draw refers to how much power the GPU can draw by itself while operating under a full graphical load. Nvidia also has recommendations for how much overall power you'd need for a PC with each card installed, but we didn't include that data here, since picking a power supply is a whole separate topic. The good news is that for all of their differences, the 5 Nvidia GeForce RTX 30 series GPUs compared here have a plethora of features in common. They all support second-generation ray tracing, they all use the Nvidia Ampere architecture, they all make use of Nvidia DLSS, Nvidia Freestyle, Shadowplay, Highlights, G-Sync and GPU Boost work on all of the 30 series cards. They're all VR ready and HDMI 2.1 compatible, and, in theory, they can all support screen resolutions up to 8K. Finally, they all support up to 4 monitors if you're really into productivity usage. In other words, while the horsepower varies considerably among the Nvidia 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080 and 3090, they have a set of core capabilities in common. Which one you should get, then, depends mostly on how hard you intend to push your PC, and with which programs. While the RTX 3090 is often easier to find than the less expensive cards, $1,500 is still a tremendous amount of money. For that price, you could very conceivably build a whole machine with one of the lower-end cards and still have enough left over for games and peripherals. Furthermore, the 3090 is arguably geared more toward productivity users, with creative suite drivers and way more memory than most games need. It's a great card, and potentially quite future-proof, but unless you work in animation, it's probably not worth the cost of entry. If you can afford it, the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3080 is a pretty easy recommendation for high-end gaming systems in general. Its GDDR6X memory gives it a significant leg up over the low-end cards, as do its nearly 9,000 CUDA cores. It's a very large card and draws a significant amount of power, so you'll have to be sure that your case and your power supply can support it. You'll also need a pretty high-end processor and lot of RAM to get the most out of it. But if you have $2,000 or more to spend on a gaming PC, an RTX 3080 could be an integral part of it. Now, the more difficult part, comparing the 3070, the 3060 Ti and the 3060. Naturally, the 3070 is the most powerful, the 3060 is the least powerful, the 3060 Ti is somewhere in the middle, but since we haven't had a chance to compare these cards head-to-head, it's hard to say exactly where their strengths and weaknesses lie. We plan to test them, so stay tuned. I can say from personal experience that I built the Tom's Guide test rig with Nvidia GeForce RTX 3070, and I am extremely pleased with the way it runs games at QHD resolutions. I doubt it would be a 4K powerhouse, but I imagine it would clear 30 FPS in most games easily. At $500, it's an expensive component, but quite a bit less than either the 3080 or the 3090. As stated above, the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 Ti offers 4860 from Nvidia CUDA cores and 8GB of GDDR6 memory. This sets it apart from both the RTX 3070 and the RTX 3060. While the 3060 sports more memory, it's still generally not as powerful as the 3060 Ti. This card seems like a reasonable choice for lower-end machines that still want decent QHD performance, but we'll have to see how the card handles both FHD and QHD resolutions in our own tests. As the last powerful card among the RTX 30 series, the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 seems like a safe bet for users who want 1080p resolution and decent frame rates. We'll have to see how it performs with QHD screens for ourselves, but we wouldn't count on high-end 4K performance. The 3060 also has a slight, albeit temporary, advantage over other GPUs in that it supports Nvidia's resizable bar technology. This allows for faster frame rates without much additional processing power, but since the other 30 series GPUs will gain this technology by the end of the month, the gap between the 3060 and its more expensive counterparts will widen again shortly. For now, it might be smart to choose among the 3070, 3060 Ti and 3060 primarily on the basis of price, understanding that the more you pay, the better your performance will be. Stay tuned, as Tom's Guide will be testing these cards firsthand over the next few weeks. We'll update this story with additional results then. When you should and shouldn't use the quick wash setting on your washing machine. When it comes to washing laundry, the quick wash has become the go-to setting for many households. It can take as little as 15 minutes, and the load gets a rinse and spin as per usual, so what's not to like? In fact, these cycles are so popular that some machines offer more customizable quick wash settings, while others are built with speed in mind. However, have you ever stopped to consider how a quick wash actually compares to a full-length cycle? It can seem like a great option if you're short on time or have endless amounts of dirty laundry, but the fact is it doesn't offer as thorough clean. Here is when you should and shouldn't use the quick wash setting. As the name suggests, it's a quick wash. It usually takes around 15 minutes to an hour, depending on your washing machine. It uses less water and energy than a standard cycle, and will spin for less time as well. Some can be set in a range of temperatures, but generally won't wash any hotter than 40 degrees Celsius. The quick wash setting is also not designed to wash a full load of laundry. If you're unsure if your clothing is suitable for a quick wash cycle, refer to the care label and laundry symbols. Generally, if it's suitable for a regular wash, it should be suitable for a quick wash, but stick to delicate cycles or hand washing for anything you're unsure of. Great if you're in a hurry. A quick wash cycle can be twice as fast as a standard cycle, which is ideal if you need an emergency shirt or blouse for a night out. Some cycles can finish in as little as 15 minutes, just remember to leave time to dry. Good if you just want to refresh your laundry or deal with light soiling. A quick wash naturally won't clean as thoroughly as a full cycle. However, it would still be a good alternative if you just want to refresh your clothes or don't deal with heavy stains. Ideal if you only need to wash 1 or 2 items of clothing. The quick wash setting is designed to handle a smaller capacity of laundry, usually 2 to 4 pounds, so if you just need to rinse one outfit, it can be the right choice. Saves on energy and money. The quick wash setting will use less energy compared to a normal cycle. If you incorporate it into your laundry routine, it can save you a fair amount on your energy bill over time. Increases your washing machine lifespan. As the quick wash setting is shorter than a standard cycle, your washing machine will run for less time when it's used. This will naturally extend the washing machine's lifespan, overall less damaging for your clothes. This depends on the intensity of the spin cycle, but generally speaking, as the quick wash setting is so fast, it's kinder to your clothes in terms of wear and damage from washing. Not ideal if you're dealing with stubborn stains or smelly laundry. It's not the cycle to use if you're washing baby clothes or want to sanitize bed sheets. The quick wash setting generally can't wash above 40 degrees Celsius, so it won't kill germs or viruses. It's also not a thorough wash, so it won't help remove any heavy set stains. Can't handle a full load. As the quick wash setting uses less water and time, its capacity is much smaller than a standard cycle, so it really shouldn't be used for your weekly load of laundry. If overfilled, the results will be even less clean. May not spin as effectively. The quick wash setting won't spin for as long either, which means any heavy clothing will retain more water than you used to. You may have to run a separate spin cycle to help drain this. Residual soap can be left in the clothes as well as the machine. Because the quick wash setting doesn't rinse the clothes as effectively, residual detergent can be left in the laundry and the washing machine once the cycle finishes. This isn't ideal if you suffer from sensitive skin, and it's not good for the appliance either. Try to reduce the amount of detergent you use on this setting for this reason.